Yes, guys. Ryjack back for another live stream. Today, we're discussing the fall that we're currently watching, guys. I am still unhappy with what we're seeing from my football club. I'm sure you guys are as well. So we can have another vent session here because it's bad, man. It's bad. It's as bad as it's been in bear time, man. I can't even remember when it's been this bad. I can't even tell if the team is being serious anymore. Says Tosif, my guy. I'm with you on the lack of effort. The lack of effort is evident and concerning, which is why it makes me consider, is this a crisis? What's going on? How are we having this lack of effort? How is Pep not getting a tune out of these players? Is it a coaching thing? Is it a manager thing? Is Pep's voice not ringing the same? Is it just the players are gassed and they have no energy and that's just how it is? I don't know. We will discuss. Gold Drips is in the chat, says, yo, what's up, man? How are you? How are we losing to a team that was 32nd in the league phase and now we're 11th phase and might miss out on top 8 for a second season in a row? I mean, I can't disagree. It's bad, man. It is not good in the Man City situation at the moment. The only player that is fighting for the badge is Husanov. Why is no one ever tracking back except Husanov? I feel like Husanov's giving effort. He's one I can say is giving effort, but he wasn't particularly good to me in the game against Bodo. As soon as Roger came back, we suddenly collapsed. I think that has something to do with the change in style of play, personally. Great to see you also. Gold Drips, of course. Always. Always good to see you, sir. I'm trying to pull up a good, bad chart notes. Something like that we can type on over here. Let's see if this works. I don't know if it'll work, but we'll try. When will Nico G return from his injury? Honestly, I have no idea. I'm hopeful he's back this weekend. If we do a lineup tonight, I would put him in the lineup under the hope that he's back. But again, I don't really know. Elias says, what's up, man? How are you? How are you? Same with Nunez. The rumor is Nunez is back Saturday. But again, I don't know. Drop Holland next game. He hasn't been scoring much lately. Not scoring much lately is an understatement. He's 0 for in his last 8 games, so he's not scoring at all. Gave Marmouche playing time. He barely had enough minutes this season. I'm with you. I'm with you on that one. Omar Marmouche needs to play, which is crazy. I didn't really think we would get to that point, but we are. We are at the point where I'm begging for Omar Marmouche minutes, which is just crazy, but that's where we're at, man. That's where we're at. Trying to sign into my iCloud here so I can pull this chart up. Elias says, I'm all right on the way to work. Nice, man. Good for you. Good for you. Good to hear. Aha, there we go. This is how I can do it. Why was Jeremy Doku on the bench last game? Well, apparently he's had a knock and wasn't able to play. Something like that. That's what I read. He had a knock and was unable to play. I don't know if he picked up the knock in training the day before the game or what the deal was, but he had a knock and was unable to feature, unfortunately, for that one. Also dropped Foden. Talsip's coming in hot with these suggestions. I mean, I'm not against it, man. I'm not against it. They're not good. They haven't been playing well. My problem is isn't that we concede chances, but our lack of open play chances with both Phil, Cherokee, and TG on the pitch. It's a lot, man. It's not good when the attack is not creating things, the midfield is getting run through, and the defense can't really defend, and the goal is letting goals in. That's about as bad as it can get, particularly. So that's kind of our situation, unfortunately, at the moment, which sucks. Obviously, that sucks. I'm trying to remember my password here on this other site, but I don't have it. I don't remember. Oh well. As soon as the second half of the season arrived, we've been playing like we played last season. So for me, it's a little bit different than last season because last season I felt like we didn't have the players. I felt like we were just bad last year. And this year, I think we've spent quite a bit of money that we should have the players. Either it's bad recruitment or bad management. It's something like that. And that's obviously concerning because we're supposed to have the best manager in the world, and I do think we do, but Pep's not figuring it out. He's not rotating properly. He's not... It's just... I don't know, man. I don't know. He's not rotating the squad in terms of giving bench players enough minutes, and I feel like overuse is what's leading to injuries as well as leading to really poor performances. Performances that are just being excused by I'm tired, and I don't like that. I don't like the I'm tired excuse. I really, really don't like the I'm tired excuse. I'm resetting my password here so we can try this. Okay, come on. Sorry, guys. Resetting a password on the fly here. There we go. Got it done. Okay. Catalan says De Bruyne is a huge loss for City. To be honest, I actually... The impact of Kev is a huge loss, yes, but Kev himself, unfortunately, is actually not a big loss because he's basically been injured the whole year anyway. Like, he hasn't really done much for Napoli. Yes, he started out very nicely, but at the same time, he's been injured for a whole bunch of the year, and, like, that's basically why City moved on last year. So, I don't know that I agree necessarily that KDB himself is the loss, but the lack of people who can provide what KDB provided is the loss. I'm with you on that. I'm with you on that in that sense. With this amount of problems with the team's structure, it's more on the manager than the players. This is what I'm saying. Last year, I think it was on the players. I don't really know what Pep could have done. We had Kovacic playing CDM. We had Bernardo Silva playing CDM. Rodri had an ACL injury. Kev was out, injured for bare time. I don't know really what Pep was supposed to do last year. And now this year we're at the point where it's like, man, what are we even doing? We bought 500 mil, 400 mil worth of players. How are we not been able to figure this out? That's what it feels like to me. So, I'm with you there. Let's do this. By the way, just asking, if we don't put an effort against Wolves, will the supporters get the refund? Guys, one of the crazy things about this refund thing is, like, how many fans went? It's like 354 fans went, and they put in $10,000 to cover expenses or whatever. I mean, guys, each fan got $28. Like, it ain't that much. $10,000 is literally falling out of these guys' wallets. Like, I appreciate the gesture, but at the same time, like, cover their travel expenses. How about that? Also, I don't even think that covering expenses is, like, necessary. Like, just give effort, and then we won't need to have this conversation. Like, where the effort is the problem for me, not the fact that we wasted our money. It's the fact that the players wasted their time on the pitch and didn't give us effort. That's the sad part to me. I don't see us beating Wolves. I mean, if we don't beat Wolves, my goodness. Teal says, unbelievable, we're back in the playoffs after spending 400 plus mil. That's kind of how I feel. Like, people always bash City for spending, and whatever, it is what it is. I don't really care. But really, we should hold ourselves to a standard here. We spend big money. We should be doing better than we are. That's what I think, at least. That's what I think for sure. I want to see what this looks like. Also, shout out Teal. I've seen you in a lot of chats before. I don't know if you've been in my chat before, but I do see you a lot of the times in like LB and in Mancunian Way, I think. I'm pretty sure. I think I saw you in LB today when I was watching LB. So shout out Teal. Welcome to the stream. We beat all the difficult teams and fumbled against the weaker teams. I know we went to the Burnabout and basically smoked Madrid, and then we go to Bodo and it's like, why even show up? So annoying. So annoying. I can't believe Spurs are above us in the UCL. That is atrocious, man. Spurs are so bad. Low Fat says it's a bit of a mess at the moment. Players out of position. I don't get. Playing Cherokee on the left where Doku got on the bench. Yeah, I think Doku was injured and I think he was unable to feature, unfortunately. But I'm with you. I don't like that. Of course, I don't like that at all. All right, I'm gonna see how this looks here, and I'm gonna do a bit of an exercise. So, see how this looks. Well, let's do that. Let me do this. So this is Keynote, which is obviously the best thing ever. Keynote is very good. I like Keynote quite a bit. So I have good going on for City at the moment, bad going on for City, and then I have some questions that I'm having. I think we can say good, not a lot of good, but maybe it's helpful to visualize this. Let me maybe delete a few rows here. This is my version of Excel, but I like Keynote much better. I like Keynote much better. The good is we are basically in the final of the Carabao Cup. That's good. That's notable. Something I think we should be proud of, that we're in the final of that competition. We are still in the FA Cup. I think that's a solid thing. Round 4, we should be advancing to round 5, and then it's like, are we in the quarterfinals at that point? I'm not sure, but we're still in the FA Cup. We're likely going to the next round of the Champions League. Still in the UCL. I like the UCL. We're still in the UCL. We're probably going to go to the playoff, unfortunately, but I like that we're still in the UCL. We are only 7 points back. And really, it's 4 points if we beat Arsenal. It's really only 4 points back from Arsenal. So those are like the good things at the moment, I would say. It's not all bad. It's not all bad. What are these chats saying? I can't believe Arsenal will win the treble. I don't think they're winning the treble. Man, if they win the treble, that would be a bit insufferable, I won't lie. Dropping this high line and playing O'Reilly, Gonzalez next to Roger will give us some control. 2 players only had a good game yesterday. Cherokee, Donnarumma. I don't even think Donnarumma was very good yesterday, to be honest with you guys. I don't know why we're playing this high line with an experienced back line. We are a bit more traditional style in that winning run. I agree with that for sure, for sure. I think Newcastle will make a comeback at the Etihad, and I honestly don't see Pep winning any trophies this season. Jeez, a 2-0 bottle at the Etihad would not be good for the vibes whatsoever. Move that a bit. Halftime, Carabao Cup, and playoffs, UCL. Are we in the final after the last 2 performances? Okay, maybe I'll say almost final of the Carabao Cup. How about that? Almost in the final. We looked unstoppable playing Rangers football. Now we look toothless playing possession-based football. I don't like this possession-based football anymore. I'm with you guys on that. I don't like it at all. I don't like it. It pisses me off, man. It's side to side, boring, lack of creation. I want the rock and roll football back, like they say. How Liverpool used to play with the Salah, Mane, Firmino, where they were back and forth. That was fun to watch, man. And they were winning. Newcastle are atrocious away from their own ground. This is also true, which is why I think we're basically in the final. Now we need to talk about bad. Probably the worst thing of all is 10 injuries / out. That's probably the worst thing at the moment. No effort. Also really bad. Also a really bad thing. Going to the playoff of UCL Bottle top 8. I think that's also horrible. What else? What else is bad? No creativity. No midfield. No defense. How about that for bad? I feel like those are bad. Bad set pieces. I need more bars. It's true, set pieces. People score against we have a set piece and they score. We need to beat Galatasaray by 3+ goals to qualify. Well, that's not happening. Galatasaray are no joke, guys. They've got a team. They got Victor Osimhen. They got İlkay Gündoğan. They've got Leroy Sané. They got a squad. Like, they're no joke. You know, City at its best beats them, but I don't think we're smoking them or anything like that. That's crazy. We have no stability in the midfield and barely any creativity outside of Cherky's shambolic defense. I'm with you there. Questions? Pep style. Does it work anymore? Is that what's going on? Are we getting done off these tactics? Like, I don't know. I feel like is Pep's voice not working? Pep's voice not resonating? Question mark. Maybe that is a question mark that I don't know the answer to. Too many games. Fixture congestion. How are we able to rotate while also playing good players to win games? I have no clue. Pep can't adapt. He's reverting back to possession-based football because he can't change. He is stubborn. I kind of agree. Lack of rotation. Lack of rotating squad. I agree with that one. Are there any other good things going on? Maybe some people are coming back from injury. Gehi, and Semenyo coming. I like that. I think that's fair. I have no confidence against Wolves. My confidence is low. But I still think if you can't beat Wolves, man, what are we? What kind of club is this? Question mentality. Mentality of players. I like that one also. So if these are like the good and the bad and the questions we have at present, I think if we take an overall look, it's maybe not quite as bad as these last two performances here, where I went on record today saying these two performances are the two worst performances I've ever witnessed a Man City team have in my life. And I'm not a lifelong blue like some of you guys in the chat are, I'm sure. I'm not a guy that's watched them for 28 years. So I know I don't go back to like the Mark Hughes age and when we got relegated to League One. I didn't watch that. I started with City right before we got Pep. Like, I don't know what year it was. World Cup 2014. So 2014-ish. I saw Pellegrini football. And this is worse. These two performances back-to-back against United and against Bodo are the worst two performances back-to-back in my, 12 years of watching this club. And I love this club. We've had amazing, amazing times. But these two performances back-to-back are the worst I've seen in 12 years. And I don't think that's an overreaction. We've probably had worse results. Like a 2-0, 3-1 loss is not on the whole that bad. But it could have been 6-0 in both games. One of them being a derby and one of them being Bodo Glimt, who have never won a UCL game in their life. That's pathetic to me. That's what's pathetic. That's a good one. Fans overreacting. And I'm probably part of that, but I'm in general super upset about the 2 games back to back. But we have time, not a lot of time, but we have some time to fix this up a bit, where it won't be so bad if we go out and beat Wolves and we beat Galatasaray. Things will come back down to earth a bit in terms of a bit of calm. And I think that would be nice. I don't know that we could do that, but we'll see. Haaland should be rested against Wolves. He looks shattered. I agree. I also think he should have been rested against Bodo Glimt. We should have played Marmoush as a striker and had more academy kids who would have actually fought for the badge, because I don't want to hear that they're tired. I get it that you're tired, but I don't care. I don't care that you are tired. We are the biggest brand in England of the last decade. We should be smoking Bodo Glimt. We cannot lose to a team in the UCL who has never won a UCL league phase game ever in their history. That's unacceptable. Nunez is so important for the squad, says Soccer Dude 35. I do agree. I massively underrated the value of Nunez, guys. The value of Nunez is so important. And there's been some news about a right back in the summer, which we can talk about as well, but Nunez is the right back for the time being, as far as I'm concerned. No one in the squad can touch Nunez's play at right back right now. Foden shouldn't be anywhere near the squad. He's so bad. I mean, anywhere near the squad feels a bit OTT, but he shouldn't start. I agree. Marmoush is back. That's good rest. Haaland. I would like to rest Haaland, ideally, but I don't know if Pep would. I started watching City in 74. My guy. Shout out. 74. You had about 35 years of a bunch of crap and then about 15 of amazing. So, on the whole, you'd probably take it. Arteta will beat Pep in the final. Jeez, I hope not, man. Can you imagine Arteta's first trophy in like 6 years and it's against us? That would not be good. We need 3 elite midfielders. I don't know about 3, but I agree quite a bit. We need some midfield action. Our confidence is shot 100%. Over dependency on certain players, aka Cafunes. Over relying on known players. I'm with you on that. Pep will find a solution, then revert back to his crap. He's the biggest hindrance. You think Pep is the biggest hindrance? Teal, are you Pep out then? I'm not a Pep out yet. I still think the guy can fix this, but I am concerned. If we beat Leverkusen, we aren't in this UCL mess. Same with Monaco. If we beat Monaco, we wouldn't be in this mess either. Keeping injury-prone players. I don't know if that's a question anymore. I feel like we're losing those players pretty soon. Semenyo to rest Haaland if Marmoush isn't too physical. I could see that. Why not? I like that idea. Let me look at this. I had this. Can't remember. All right. This one right here was the latest one I did. A Man City keeper sell before the season. We can do this again just to see the update. We can do this to keep the update here. Star players. Josko, I think, is fair. Haaland, I think, is fair. Foden, I think, probably needs to move to squad players. Marmoush probably goes to squad player. Ederson's obviously gone. Let me do this. Hold on. All right. I'll just start this whole thing over. I think if we look at star players, I mean, obviously, Haaland is there. Donnarumma, star player. Josko, I think, star player. Cherky probably has moved into star player territory, I think. It was decent in the late 60s, early 70s. It's the 80s and 90s where it was awful. Fair, fair. Maresca as an interim manager, Pep is past his best. I don't think it's outrageous to say Pep is likely past his best because Pep was so good for so long for City that it's unlikely we see, a four-peat again. So, that doesn't mean, though, that Pep can't win a Champions League with us again as well. Reacting to mistakes by buying players and not saying now we'll be okay. That's true. The club is proactive. Should add that. I like that. Proactive board. All right. I don't know that I could say Nunez as a star player, though, guys. I think Nunez squarely fits in squad player. Cherokee star for sure. I like that. I'm not Pep out yet. It's too early. It is too early, I agree. But it's also not too early to panic about this season and say that this is a crisis. Because if we lose to Wolves, might as well pack it in, man. Pack in the season. Jokes if we lose to Wolves. And we have a poor showing against Galatasaray. Season is pack that thing in. Pack that thing in. I think maybe Doku is probably a squad player. Marmouche. Actually, I might put Marmouche as a question, to be honest. It's hard to think of all the players off the top of my head. Diaz is a star player. I agree with that. Ruben Diaz is here for time. Squad player again is if I just go over the 11. Nico Riley. Rodri, I guess, but, do we have questions on Rodri? Should I move Rodri to questions? Maybe. Rodri's been piss poor. Is this for next season? This season or next? This would be for summer because we're not making any more moves in January. I think that's gone. And we can talk about players who are definitely leaving as well. Bernardo, Stones. I know it says sell, but release on a free, whatever. Bernardo, Stones, Ake, Kovacic. Who else? Who else is there? Other squad players. Nico G. Huzanov. Ryan Aït-Nouri. Phil. Foden. That's good. That's good right there. What else do we have? I'm pulling up the squad so I can remember our team, man. It's hard doing off the dome like this, to be honest with you. Reinders, I think, is squarely in squad. TG. Rico Lewis, I'm going over here for sure. Sell. Grealish, Phillips, Bob, Lewis for sell. I don't know. Do I need to put loaned players in? And Bob is over there. Fair enough. But I don't think I need to put Grealish and Phillips. They're obviously gone. Trafford, maybe Savinho. I think Savinho fits squarely in the question category. Trafford is sell because he's just going to get sold. Jack Gordon said we're not buying more players in January. I agree. This is not what we're doing in January. This is more planning for the summer. And I want to see where we're at in terms of the squad, and the chat can just help me out with it. I think Max Aline is maybe a question. Even though he's been decent, he's had 2 back-to-back poor games. Maybe we overcooked that one a bit. Mark Gahey probably there. Semenyo is a squad player. Is it too early to call him a star? Savio ain't physical enough for the Prem. He suits Spanish football. I don't disagree, but I think we probably should give him the end of this season, see how he is when he comes back from injury, potentially. That's my guess. I guess I could be wrong. Where do you guys put Doku, man? I have questions on Jeremy Doku, but I'm pretty sure you guys are gonna say Doku is a squad player. Even though I would personally put Doku in questions because I have no clue what you do with him, man. I just don't think he's that good, unfortunately. Yeah, squad Gahey and Semenyo. Grealish is back at City. He broke his leg. Everton returned him. Is that real? Everton returned him. Well, I mean, I'll put him in there. Grealish, I guess. You got like Vitor Hayes as well. Juma Ba is a sell. I guess we can put those in there just for sake of having them. Why not? I'm trying to pull the squad up on my phone here if I'm missing anyone. Ortega is obviously a sell, of course. Stones, Ake, Gahey, Yasko, Nunez, O'Reilly, Husanov. Yep, I got all the defenders. Kovacic, Nico G, Rodri, Bernardo, Ait Nori, Calvin Phillips. I mean, Calvin Phillips doesn't even really exist. I guess Mukasa is now a squad player. Maybe I put him in questions. Because he can be like, maybe he gets loaned next year. I don't know. I think Doku is a good squad player. His quality are rare to find. He's got decent qualities, but I don't know that it's enough for me. I want something else from bro. Like, Doku just doesn't do it for me in terms of goals, man. In terms of output, personally. So, that's the full squad. Pep. I guess Pep goes in questions, I guess. Pep would go in questions, I would think. If you look at the star player category, you got Holland, who's on $500K a week. Obviously needs to perform much better. Need more from him. Donnarumma, as a whole, been very good this year. Yasko, been pretty good this year. Unfortunately, broke his leg, but been good and will be back next year as our starting left-sided center back, I think. Maybe even our left back next year. Maybe Yasko goes back to left back and we go Yasko, Gahey, Diaz, Nunez next year. That's possible. Cherokee, I think, has been a baller this year. Very good. Deservedly a star player. And Ruben Diaz has been a leader. Been very good this year. I know it's been a down year lately, but Diaz, I think, gets a little bit too much criticism. He's been good in general. Nunez showing how valuable he is. I don't think he's a star. Probably you could improve on Nunez, but, you know, I don't know who is out there to even get, really. Is Diaz clear of Gahey? What's your point of view? Gahey, to me, is probably the best center back outside, like, the top 6 in the league, and he's probably, like, a top 7 center back in the Prem, and Diaz is also in that group. Like, you got probably the top 3 center backs are some combination of Gabriel, Saliba, and, like, I don't know if I'd still put Van Dijk in there, but, you know, Van Dijk still is good. I know he's had a bit of a down year, but Van Dijk is still that guy. Gahey's in there. Diaz is in this next group. Yasko's in this next group. Maybe Christian Romero is in there. Maybe. He's pretty good. Mickey Van de Ven. I rate Murillo from Forest highly. Murillo had a really good season last year, but Forest's drop-off is just so bad that, like, I don't know, man. He's not bad, though. He's just kind of small. Isn't he, like, 6 foot? Grealish out 3 to 4 months. Stress fracture foot. Possible break. That's his season over. He's on loan, so I think he's returned back to City for treatment. Jeez, man. That sucks. That sucks for Grealish. Injuries all over the place. Injuries all over the place for sure. That's brutal. The problem with this is we have too many squad players and not enough star players. Like, ideally, Marmoush is a star. Rodri is a star. Savinho maybe can become a squad player. Semenyo and Gahey become stars. Phil should be a star. Tijani should be a star. And we're not there yet. We're not there yet. I could add another category over here. Replace. So if I replace Bernardo, I think we can all agree that it's Elliot Anderson. E. Anderson. Stone's replacement is already Gehi, probably. Ake's replacement is Vitor Hayes / Max. Kovacic, I have no idea. Rico Lewis, I don't know. Bob is, I guess, Semenyo. Trafford, I don't know. Grealish was, I guess, Cherokee? Maybe? Jumaba? Nobody, really. And Ortega? No one. How about that? Does that make sense? So then in the summer, we only really need to buy Elliot Anderson as well as the Rico replacement. Because I don't really think Kovacic is getting replaced. The more that I think about it. Doku has been a star. He's creating a lot and was injured. He just came back and was a bright spot during a dark time. I don't know, man. For me, I don't think he's a star. I think you need some output to be a star. I gotta fix the font. I don't like how the font doesn't look good, guys. There we go. Doku's a star. That's what we're saying. I don't see it. I don't see Doku as a star, guys. How many defenders should we have in the squad next season? My point of view is 4 is okay if they're not injury prone. I think it's 5. I think you go with Yasko, center back, Diaz, center back, Huzanov, Gehi, that's 4. And then the 5th one is either Vitor Hayes or Maxilene. One of those two. One of those two. I wonder if I can fill these by color to show... Whoa. To show what position. Like, blue can be attack. We can go with orange for a center back. Orange for center back. Gehi is orange, or whatever that is, yellow. Aline and Hayes is also yellow. So that's my 5 right there. Boom, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then one of those 2. I like that. I like that idea. Personally. I think it's going to take time rebuilding. I think we're asking too much from these new players. See, bro, I don't know. I feel like we've spent so much money. We got the best manager in the world. We should be getting results now. That's what I think. I'm not too patient. I don't think Khaldoon is patient either. I don't think the Sheikh is patient. I think they'll be pissed by this. Ortega was replaced by Trafford. True. Who will then be replaced by someone else. Cherokee's a midfielder. What's a good midfield color? Red, maybe? Red? Nunez is a defender. Nori's a defender. Yellow. This makes sense in my head, but maybe it looks bad on screen. I don't know. Do you go back for Livramento? No. Nah, man. I don't think you can. I don't think you can. He's too injury prone. We have enough. We have too many injuries as is. What's up, everyone? 47 and shit. How are you, bro? Yeah, no, we don't go on. Kovacic is out of contract. I think Kovacic has 1 more year, potentially. But I think he's sold for, like, no money or released. No chance. Too inconsistent, Doku. I agree with that. Ryjack, this isn't even biased, but how are you putting Cherokee in star but not Foden? I wrestle with it. I would like to put Foden in star. When I did this previously, he was in star. Previously, he was in star. This was before the season. And I had Cherokee over here. Look at my questions, by the way. I had Ake question, not good. Akanji, gone. Rico, gone. Doku had a question, who performed pretty well. Bernardo had a question, been pretty bad. Nunez, question, been pretty good. And I had Sell, Stones, which we should have done. Ortega, which we should have done. Gundo, which we did. Grealish, who we did sell. Walker, KDB, Kova, which we should have done. And McAtee. That's what I had previously. The Foden shout is a good one. I don't know. Victor Hayes coming back. Elaine will go back out on loan next summer. I think that's probably true. Hayes needs another season on loan. I mean, it's one of those two. Either Max Aline goes on loan or Victor Hayes goes on loan. And maybe it comes down to Max Aline is English and Victor Hayes is, someone that has to be registered. I don't know his age. Is he 20? Is he 21? I'm not sure. I'm a little disappointed with Phil. I think we should have been talking about him as a top 3 player in the world. I kind of agree. Phil has this ceiling of being a Ballon d'Or level player, but he's just been not good for a lot of last year and a lot of this year. So I move him down a bit to this questionable area. Maybe this coloring thing was stupid. I don't know. Does it look worse with the colors, guys? Let me know. So Menu's a winger. So he can be blue. Mukasa, I don't even know what he is, to be honest with you. Rodri, the midfielder, is red. Marmouche is an attacker. Blue. I don't know. That's what I'm thinking about. Oh, I missed a couple. My bad. Doku is a blue. I had Doku in twice. Guys, chat, you didn't tell me I had Doku in twice. Nico O'Reilly is a defender, I guess. I don't know. He's a midfielder or is he a defender? I don't know. Unclear. And then Donnarumma, goalie. I don't know what color goalie can be. Like green, I guess. Ortega out of contract as well. Yeah, he'll be gone. He doesn't really need to be replaced, to be honest. We just need a backup keeper, whoever that is. Agree, but that doesn't change the fact he's a star player. So you guys would put Phil in star, or is he squad player at the moment? Can't see the yellow. Whoops. What if I do this? What if I do this? I'll do this. Text color, dark. There we go. What position is Mukasa? Is he an attacker, I guess we're going with? That's better. You can read it now. Livermento wants City. He might want City, but I don't think City should want him. He's had like 10 injuries in the last 5 years. I don't know about Livermento anymore, guys. We always are complaining about our injuries already, so I don't know. Foden is not world class, too inconsistent. I kind of agree with that. We don't want Livermento. He's got 2 more injuries than John Stones. Hayes is on loan at Girona, coming back summer, or his agent said he will review his situation and move on. I did see that. I hope move on doesn't mean leave City. I hope it means find a better loan than Girona, maybe. I don't know. Do you see Nunez and O'Reilly as our fullbacks for the future? If not, who do you see it replacing them? I see Nunez as the fullback for the time being, probably. Nunez is the fullback for the time being. I think. Nunez is definitely the fullback for the next 2 years, I think. This year and next year, and then we'll see. Left back, I think O'Reilly has the most likely chance of getting that, but I think Nori should perform well to get that spot, and maybe O'Reilly moves into the midfield, potentially. I'd like to see an O'Reilly, Rodri midfield, and Nori at left back on Saturday, personally. All Things Football has entered the chat, and the first thing he says is the coloring was stupid. Thanks, bro. Thanks, man. Appreciate that. But wouldn't you agree that relates to Foden having to play out of position because others can't defend, though? Yellow is hard to see. Keep it simple. I mean, Maybe we can have Phil in both, guys. Does this work? That didn't work. Whoops. Oh, man. Now you guys got me working extra hard over here. Maybe I'll just do this. Question. Because I don't know. I don't know. Do that, and then no fill. There we go. By the way, Livermento makes Stones look like a Terminator. Sorry, I'm catching up on these chats, guys. My bad. My bad. Penguin has entered the chat. Why is half our team in sell? Because that's what we got to do this summer, bro. That's what we got to do. What do you mean? I believe Daku wants out. I mean, honestly, I wouldn't be that surprised. Daku's not that good, guys. Daku is not that good. I don't get the Daku thing. I've never been a Daku guy, ever. If you've ever watched any videos on this channel here, since day one, I have not understood the Daku thing. He's had a good year, but also he's had an inconsistent year. Well, oh, you meant star? I mean, it's not half the team, really, in star. It's like 5 guys. Foden has 5 good games per season and vanishes. That's not a star. I mean, he's been a star in the past. That's for sure. He was PFA Player of the Year. He's just not been good this year. Brace ourselves. We know City wants him too. Cam, second striker, decent on the wings, is basically Foden. Midfield, Mukasa. You think midfield? Red. We don't anymore. We miss Nunez. I miss Nunez as well, guys. I miss Nunez as well. But he should be back. Nunez is going to be the fullback to whomever they bring in learns the system. There's rumors on that Javario Reed guy today as well for him. Maybe we're going to look at that as well in the summer. That's possible, but not January. I'm looking forward for Echemesi at Girona for the rest of the season. Oh, yeah, that's another one we have questions about. Echeverry. Good call. Echeverry is what? A midfielder, I guess? Went from missing Rodri to missing Nico G. I know, we need Nico G and Rodri double pivot at some point. I want Yasko back on the left, assuming he's well rotated. With Riley, all 3 defenders happy. I like the idea of Yasko going back to the left, to be honest, guys. I'm kind of with you on that. Yasko on the left, and then you go with a center back pairing of Guehi and Diaz with Nunez at the right. I kind of like that. Rodri not up to speed. Agree. Not at all up to speed. Seeing Bob and Defo Cell makes you want to cry. Brother, me too, man. Me too. Where did I have Bob previously? Squad player. And I probably would have put him in star if you ask me. Get rid of Daku and get Rodrigo or Yildiz. What do you think we would get for Daku if we sold him? Like, would we get our money back or less? I don't know. I love Daku's dribbling, but the guy don't score. Also true. What does Nunez have to be to be a star? He's been good defensively and offensively, win more duels. I mean, he could be a star. I don't know if he can actually ever be a star as a right back, to be honest with you. Because I don't think people will be able to see Nunez as a right back. They'll just see him as a center mid who moved to right back. Even if he plays right back for like the next couple of years, I think people will see him as a failed midfielder. Probably. That would be a difficult one. I know this was said earlier, but Grealish has a broken foot, at least out for 2 months. We are stuck with his bloated salary and bloated liver. I think he'll leave. I do think he'll leave, though. Like, I meant Foden is a star. We got a question. I'm not sure on that one. Bob is close to the Fulham deal. That is also true. He will leave this January, basically, for sure. If I'm this summer, told me I'd be missing Nunez, I'd say they're crazy. Why is Hayes in replace? Replacing is who we are replacing in this category. Sorry if I didn't make that clear. The definitely sell category, this is their replacement. So Ake's replacement is Vitor Hayes / Max, if that makes sense. Amar Dedic, the Benfica right back. I did see that as well. I've heard he's bad, though. I've heard he's bad. Bob Glazer. I am the ultimate Bob Glazer, I would agree. How much did we pay for Doku? Yeah, it was like 60 mil, something like that. Praying he also comes out of the injury unfazed. I think he probably will be good because it's just like a broken bone, you know? It's just a broken bone. It's not like a muscle tear. Like, bones heal pretty well, generally. 63 million pounds. I think that's pounds. I'm not good at pounds and euros, guys. I'm a dollar sign guy. I'm an American. Sorry. If Spurs were dumb enough to pay 70 mil for Savio, maybe. True. That's what's confusing. Like, honestly, if we sell some of these guys, Bernardo leaves on a free, Stone's on a free, Ake, you maybe get 10 mil for him. Kovacic, you're going to get nothing for. Rico Lewis, maybe 30, 35 allegedly for Bob. Trafford's going to go for 20. Grealish is going to go for 20 or 30. Juma Bob might go for 10, and Ortega will go on a free. How much did we actually raise off of sales? And then you got to add in the academy sales that we'll inevitably make. But, I mean, it's not that much, is it? 10, maybe 30, free, another 20 is 50, 80, 105, 110. It's actually, honestly, it's over 100 million probably. It's over 100 million from these players. Plus you lose the wages of Bernardo, Stones, Ake, Kova. Rico's not on much. Bob's not on much. Grealish is on a lot. So that's big. That gives a lot of room for buying in the summer, I would say. Elliot Anderson's obviously the expensive one. And then maybe this is Javario Reed. Maybe. I don't know who replaces Kovacic. Maybe no one. Just English goalie. And I think Grealish has already been replaced, so I mean, I don't need to do that. And Ortega, like, is irrelevant. That's kind of how I feel at the moment. We would get 55 to 60 for Doku. Spurs looking at him for a summer deal. I think he'd be good at Spurs. I think he's about Spurs level, guys, to be honest. Doku, like, is a left winger at Man City. Is he good enough for me? No. The left wingers that are good enough for this level are like Kvaratskhelia, man. That guy is an absolute star. Is Doku an absolute star? No. I like Doku, but give me Semenyo at left wing over him personally. Arsenal want to sell Jesus. He's so clutch. I'd take him back. No chance. Injuries all year long. No way on that one. Sorry. I won't be surprised if Viana sells Marmouche. He has big plans for Del and Ruan Pablo post-Pep. Be honest, Del is that Brazilian kid, but I have no idea who Ruan Pablo is, to be honest with you. You think 30 mil for Trafford? I don't know if we get that much. Forrest wanted Rico in the summer over McAtee, 40 mil. Yeah, but he's been so bad this year, I don't know that we'd get to 40 mil. Is that why we gave Gay $300K a week immediately? We did not actually do that. There's new reports that it's considerably less than 300. Kovacic's replacement would be Lamine Camara from Monaco, very similar to N'Golo Kante. My goodness, that's a good comparison. I don't know who that is. Camara, I've heard him in the chat before, but I don't watch Monaco. I don't know. Selling Trafford would be stupid. Donnarumma's agent said if an opportunity to return to Italy avails itself, they would consider it. Well, if we get Luis Enrique in the summer because Pep retires or whatever, then maybe Donnarumma's the one that gets sold and Trafford's the number one. I guess that's possible, but Trafford's going to want to leave, so they're going to sell him. That's what I think will happen. We clear about $1.2 million in wages, weekly wages from next season if all goes to plan. That's a ton. Barca will target Bernardo. If they do, they get him on a free. So, it is what it is. It doesn't make a difference for us. That'd be cool for him as well. Very important. Who is replacing Ba? No idea. Some random kid, man. I think one of Doku or Omar will leave. In my opinion, there's always a surprise exit. So I think it'll be between Savinho and Marmouche. I don't think Doku will leave, personally, but yeah, I'm kind of with you, Teal. Why would Doku leave? He literally starts. Marmouche is more likely to leave. I think Savinho is most likely. Marmouche is second. Doku is third. And then you have the new boys who obviously aren't leaving. So It's not 300 a week. Yep, true. Both of them play for Bahia, part of the CFG. Oh, okay. Shout out to the CFG, the City Football Group. Big club tax for a 23-year-old Englishman. Of course, we would get more than 30. 30 for Trafford. I don't know, man. He basically hasn't played. Lamine Camara is the best midfielder in the league with Vitinha and João Neves. Daniele. That's what Daniele said. Sheesh. Camara is a pressing beast. We could get a decent fee for Trafford. $55 million. Guys, there's no way we're getting $55 million for a goalie. That's crazy. That'd be like the second most expensive goalie ever. It was great for at AFCON. W. Let me look at this. Hold on. Wait. Twitter sometimes has crazy things on there. I gotta hold it. I'm checking Grok, guys. We paid 22 for Trafford. Yeah, I think we would get like 25. Something like that. All right, we can go back to Grok. What is James Trafford worth? 55 million would be crazy, by the way. Crazy. James Trafford market valuation is between 31 and 38 million according to I have no idea. Top 10 most expensive goalkeeper. I'm gonna see where 55 million for Trafford would put him in the most expensive goalies of all time. 55 too much, but we could get more than 30. ChatGPT is not better. This is fake news. 30 to 35. Just so we know, guys, 55 million for Trafford would be the third most expensive goalie of all time. Surely we don't get that much money. Alisson Becker, 62 euros. And Kepa was 80. Holy moly. Chelsea don't get enough crap for how bad their signings are. 80 million euros for Kepa Arrizabalaga. And was one of the worst goalkeeper signings ever. 80 mil. Check Transfermarkt. Bro, Grok is the move. I don't need Transfermarkt. Plus, Transfermarkt is so glitchy. It has all those ads. It makes me so angry every time I use it. I think we will get 30 mil plus sell-on plus buyback. I don't think you get a buyback for Trafford, to be honest, if you get 30 mil off of playing basically none. Of course, Chelsea tops the list. I know, guys. I know. I know. Jeez, man. Anyway. This has been a good vent session, guys. Do your own research. ChatGPT /Grok/AI, they all do the research for me. It's much better. It's much better than me doing my own. Lazy, please. Barca and Madrid didn't even look at Kepa in Spain, and Chelsea spent 80 mil on him. 30 mil plus sell-on would be good. I would like that. I would like that. Yeah, I don't think he would come back. What were the read links? If I could find it, I'll look at it before we hop off here. How do you spell that guy's name, man? Javario Reed. Javario Reed. Let's see if it loads. Man City are in the market for a right back and are looking at Feyenoord's Javario Reed, 19, with other names also in the frame, via Jack Gohan, Tier 1 source. Jack Gohan. Jack Gohan. However you say that guy's last name, man. It's a tough one. City showing interest. Here is his comparison to whatever, irrelevant. That's him. That's him. So, I don't know. If you can't spell Reed, we have a problem. Not Reed, Javario, bruh. It's a weird spelling. Javario. Tough one. Biana likes Reed. That means that it's happening. The guy could convince anyone to do anything. Bayern also want Reed. True, potentially. I think City will get him, though. Seems like the one we want, so maybe that one happens. Anyway, guys, we're at the hour mark. I'm calling the stream. I appreciate it. Everybody watching, everybody hanging out. Like it on the way out. I do appreciate likes, of course, and subs if you're new. We're pushing for 1,000 subs on the channel here. We're at, I don't know what we're at. We're at like 900 plus. So that's awesome. I do appreciate that, of course. 900 plus is very, very cool for doing this for like a year or so. I would like to hit 1,000 by the end of the Premier League season. Hopefully we get there. That would be awesome. A couple more chats here. I think City, we keep buyback on every young player after Palmer. True, but you get less money on a buyback. Just if you put a buyback in, you get less money. Sucks that young Garcia had his eyes for Barca so good and sold for less than Trafford. Yeah, but we got Donnarumma. We got Donnarumma. Other names are Van Ewick of Coventry and Coyote of Brentford. Coyote is a good shout as well. I've heard very good things, and I've watched him, so I like him too. Anchit says, big up. Yes, sir. Appreciate you as always. I'm not allowed to call it. I am allowed to call it. This is my channel, chat. I have a baby I have to go see. My daughter. I have a daughter who's 2 months old, so I have to go hang out with her for a while before we go to bed. Anyway, thank you guys. I do appreciate it. I'll be back hopefully with some good news or something, some positive news, something like that. I don't know. But I'll do a live watch along for the game on Saturday, so do come back.